To keep yourself updated, subscribe to Indigo Learn and click the bell icon and download our app OneFin to start learning on the go.
Good evening, students. Firstly, thanks a lot to all of you for attending this webinar. And the agenda of this particular webinar is trying to help you guys figure out what you should do or what you can do. There are people who have clarity. There are people who do not have clarity, and it is good if you don't have clarity because, according to me, clarity emerges only when you are confused. Confusion leads to clarity. There's a very old saying. So if you're confused, very good, because that is when clarity emerges. So here, we're going to talk about these four courses: the CA, ACCA, CFA, and US CMA. The reason why these four courses are important is we've been interacting with a lot of students, and most of them actually happen to ask about how they should pursue, one against the other, or one plus the other, or more than two. People have a bunch of questions. We have a list of questions with us as well, what students have shared, and we will be, responding to those questions as we move forward. But first, let us, take you through what exactly, your status is, or this is what one of my team members shared. This is what students look like when parents ask them to choose a course. Right, absolutely confused. So if you're in this space, it is very good. Now coming to the aspect of which course to choose, you're aware that we at OneFin by Indigo Learn have been teaching students of CA, CS, and Indian CMA for the last 6 odd years. And over the course of last about 9 to 12 months, we've started ACCA, CFA, as well as CMA. These are some courses that students constantly think about. And there are some questions also. In fact, people have asked us about what should we do? Should we do a separate IFRS diploma, or should we learn Excel, or should we learn financial modeling? And some of them have questions related to investment banking also. So we'll come to that, right? So are these additional courses required in addition to the main courses? We will answer this particular aspect, very, very, thoroughly to all your satisfaction, right? Now, just to look at this one particular slide, right? This is what is a broadly what we can actually summarize as the entire genesis of what we are discussing. Now, why we actually put in even the cost and salaries is some of the students actually have those questions. Sir, what is the cost? Where will we go? What is the starting salary and all of that? I and Suraj actually do not believe that cost and return and salary are the right metrics to evaluate a course or what you should do in your career. Both of us, and I can say this for Suraj as well, fundamentally believe that you should do what excites you, what in which you are interested, where you are good at, and there will be times when there are things you may like, you may not like, some things which may be tough, not tough, things which may take you slightly longer time. But if you are happy with what you are doing, right, that is where you will achieve great success in your career. So, to put it broadly, what we have here is, if you look at ACCA, the total cost is about 2.5 lakhs, CMA is about 1.2, CFA is about 4.5, and, the CA course is about close to 1 lakh 50 plus 60, which is about 2.1 lakhs or so thereabouts. Right. Now, out of all these courses, right, a common question that students ask us is what is starting salary? We've given a broad range because, see, there are always people both sides of the range. If you look at this ACCA, CMA, both of them are in the 6 to 8 or 10 lakhs range, whereas CA is slightly higher at 10 to 14 lakhs, and CFA is about 14 to 16 lakhs. Now, please note here, I have given you the the salary levels after completion of the entire course, not just one particular level. Okay, you have to finish all 3 levels, or whatever the number of levels that you have to complete. Now, some of the things we will get into course specifics, okay, but the point that you need to understand is each course demands a different kind of effort, right? So if you look at ACCA, probably 700-800 hours, CMA is about 200 hours, and the CFA I think is not 350. It's about 350 in terms of what we teach. But if you were to study on your own and all of that, it probably will be close to about 1,000 hours. And CA is about 2,000 hours. Now, the key point to note here, my friends, is CA versus CMA versus CFA versus CA. All these 4, right? CFA is finance, CA and ACCA are accounting, and CMA is largely about performance management or management accounting, right? if you get this aspect right, that is, don't ask this question of what is the money. Okay, I've given already what is the money, but ask this question of, will I like doing this? Will I like studying this? Will I like, making my career in this? If that is the question that you can ask yourself, then I think the answers will be far easier, right? And of all of these, CA and CFA are fairly tough. ACCA and CMA is one level below that, but it is not as if that they're very easy. Okay, so this is the broad contours of what we're going to be discussing today. We'll probably be even uploading this particular video in YouTube or someplace where we can actually share with you, or where you can share with your friends who have not attended this session. But don't try and take screenshots and try and pour it and all of that stuff. We'll anyway be sharing all this data with you, so don't worry about it. Right now, coming to the next part, Suraj, would you like to take over? This is one aspect I think where you would probably have a much better view on it. And just a sec, I think.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Sriram, for the context that has been set. So one more thing that I would like to add independent subsequently is that when we say you have to do something that you like, now a lot of students, what they think is, if I do CFA, I'll become an investment banker, and if I become an investment banker, I will make a lot of money. Now that is not the right approach to look at the course of CFA, because if you want to do something like a CFA, for example, Sriram will be talking in more details about that, you must have a liking towards stock market, finance, what happens in the debt market. Okay, how many of you, okay, I will just ask this question. How many of you are aware of the recent Byju's episode of not the auditor resigning, but of the, loan being defaulted and they blacklisting the lender? How many of you are aware of that? Can you just show a raise of, do a raise of hand, or you can type it in the chat box. So okay, so we got about 3 or 4 hands raises, right? So if you want to do something in those line, you must be tracking those things. You must be liking those things. Now, when it comes to, other courses like ACCA, CMA, now here we have, we are discussing about 2 broad categories of student. One is graduates who are, pursuing their graduation or who have completed their graduation. And other one is Indian CA and Indian CMA students. Why should they choose, or what is in for them in these courses? Now, first I'll address the CA and CMA crowd, because that is where we have large number of audience. Now, one typical challenge what a lot of students face, and it has been, I've seen it across my friend circle, my student circle, that, there is this thing of, you take so many attempts. It is not that your knowledge levels are not great. I'm not saying that. Due to some or the other reason, you take more number of attempts. And because you have taken so many number of attempts, you tend to feel that, okay, after 3-4 attempts, what should I do? Should I continue? Should I not continue? So think of a typical scenario. Someone who has who is pursuing CA intermediate, he has given some 5-6 attempts, or he or she, whoever it is. What does that mean? You have completed BCom, you have done 2 more years of work after that, and even after that, you don't have clarity on what is to be done for career. Now, that is where a lot of us, what we try to do is, we try to, take our ego in front, and we say that, no, because I have started this course, I have to complete this course. But then CA is not the only professional accounting course that you would be having. Now, because you may have passed 2 subjects, you have not passed 2 more subjects, or you have passed 3 subjects, you got stuck in 1 subject. I have a friend of mine who, took about 6 attempts to clear information systems. He would pass all other subjects. Information systems, he kept on failing. Very, very brilliant. Why was he failing? Nobody knows, right? So these are the things that, when it hits the student, it becomes sometimes difficult. That is where students try to look for international accounting qualifications, where you have flexibility. You can write 1 paper at a time. These are recognized at, they have a good recognition globally. If you say, let us say CA in India, and let us say an ACCA, and you work in Dubai, more or less you have equal kind of recognition. Also, the student skill set does matter, but you do have, a good amount of recognition, and where you can, command a decent amount of salary. So those type of students tend to look at these international courses, where they want to complete a professional qualification and they would want to, start on their career front. For graduates, these add, someone who is just pursuing graduation, for example, a BCom. Just with a BCom today, you will not get great opportunities. You need something else. Now, one best combination, if you ask me, will be BCom plus CA. But then if CA is not happening for someone who is doing graduation and someone who wants to have a professional badge, professional certification, professional qualification, then they look at ACCA. Now, when we say ACCA CMA, as Sriram told initially, we are looking at your accounting qualification. We are not saying bookkeeping, accounting, auditing, taxation, all these related qualifications are those, or if you are interested in accounting, auditing, taxation, and all of those aspects, you can pursue something like an ACCA. If you want to be more like someone who will contribute in the management, someone who will like to be a helping hand for the management, for those of you, CMA would be a choice that students would be taking. We will be discussing about the syllabus, but if only you want to do something in finance and accounting, auditing, income tax and all of that, that is when you should choose these kind of courses. But if your course, Sriram, can we move to the next slide? Right. So we will, if you look at this, CMA is a Certified Management Accountant. It is a qualification awarded by IMA of the US. Now, if you look at ACCA, which is, again, a certified chartered accountants of UK. There are 3 levels. And if you look at the subjects, business technology, something like business knowledge that you need to have, management accounting, financial accounting, what you learn as a part of your graduation in CA, comparable to CA, higher level than graduation. Then, if you look at the level 2, corporate and business law, performance management to do with costing, taxation, financial reporting to do with IFRS, audit, financial management. Now, all of these subjects you have learned somewhere or the other in CA intermediate, or you would have learned basics of these in your graduation. So, same kind of subjects knowledge you will be able to enhance if you are pursuing ACCA. Then, the final level when you pursue, those are built upon, like for example, financial reporting, it becomes strategic business reporting. Your performance management is linked to, the advanced performance management. Auditing is linked to your advanced auditing. Financial management is linked to advanced financial management. So all of these subsequently, they, when you reach the final level or the professional level, you become experts in that. Now, if you ask me, sir, is it easy? It is not easy. I am not saying ACCA is easy. Just that because of the flexibility, because you can write one paper at a time, it will be easy for you to crack the examination. So if something of these kind of subjects, if it interests you more on the financial reporting side based on IFRS, you should choose ACCA. Move to the next slide.
Yeah, just one point I wish to add there. ACCA, guys, allows you a lot of exemptions. If you have passed various levels of CA or CMA or BCom, or in fact, if you have finished even 1 or 2 subjects as well. Right, Suraj?
Yeah. So what happens is, for example, if you are pursuing CA intermediate, for whatever reasons, you could not clear CA intermediate. Okay. Now you could not clear CA intermediate, but you clear taxation. If you clear taxation, you get exemption in tax paper in ACCA. So that is where this flexibility helps students to, get the degree and you get a professional qualification, and that helps you to secure a good job, right? Now, if you compare ACCA and CA, so why are we comparing ACCA and CA? Because ACCA becomes a natural extension for CA, or ACCA becomes a natural alternative for someone who wants to become a CA. So difficulty level, CA's difficulty level is higher. When we are saying high and low, it is relative. Okay, CA difficulty level is higher because you have to write 4 papers at a time. If you do not clear 1 paper, then you have to write all the papers again. So because of all of this, it becomes really challenging. Then exam sessions, you have CA 2 times, May and November. ACCA, you have 4 windows. Papers per attempt. For ACCA, you can write 1 attempt, 1 paper, 2 papers, 3 papers, whatever number of papers you want to write. So if I am someone who is working and if I want to get this qualification, I can take 1 paper at a time, study for 3 months, write 1 paper. Again, study for 3 months, write another paper. So that flexibility is available with ACCA. Whereas with CA, you have to write all 4 papers. If 1 paper is stuck, you have to again go back to, all the 4 papers. Examinations are computer based, so you can use Excel and all of those things. Spreadsheet, not actually an Excel. That helps you to, attend the papers better. Then, if you look at the testing pattern of the examination, a lot of practical application. Simple concepts, but a lot of practical application. You get a lot of scenario-based questions, and you get some exemptions if you have completed, graduation or, pursuing CA. Now, CA also with the new syllabus change, they are saying that they will move up their levels of testing and all of that. We have to wait and watch because our past experience has not been so great that, they will be, doing a huge dramatic change in the overall way the things are happening. Right. So I don't expect, though, they have been talking about artificial intelligence and all of that, but still, I'm highly doubtful on that. But nowhere I'm saying that CA is less important or CA has less value than ACCA. If you are able to do, crack CA, take exemptions and pursue ACCA. I myself have done CIMA based out of UK because it gives you a very, very different perspective from what is tested in the examinations in India. Okay, you actually get to see real business scenarios and handling those scenarios. That is where it becomes more important, right? Then CMA, very closely related to the Indian CMA, where the focus is more on the performance management, the planning and the budgeting aspects, decision making aspects related to costing. So a lot of things happens around management accounting. How will you take decisions? CMA has very little to do with financial reporting. In ACCA, if you learn financial reporting at a level of 10, in CMA, you will be learning financial reporting at a level of maybe 5 or 6. You can ask your doubts. You can put the doubts in your, in the chat box, and we will be, addressing all of your doubts one by one. Okay. So here, if you see, external financial reporting is only 15%. Focus is more on financial statement analysis, corporate finance, that is where to get the money from, decision making aspects. Decision making aspect means using costing principles. What should be the break-even point? How should you decide to produce, not to produce, transport cost, this cost, where to invest? So it is a wholesome management accounting course. Very little to do with auditing and financial reporting. So if you are someone who doesn't want to get into auditing, this is one course you can choose, where you are not involved in financial reporting. You are more involved in management accounting. Management accounting means accounting for the purpose of management. Move to the next slide. So CMA also provides a good amount of flexibility. So the 2 parts that you see are equal to 2 books covering 6 subjects. 2 books, 6 subjects in each book. So you will be learning everything, but you will be not learning them in, so much of depth. Right. So you have exams in 3 windows. 2 parts you can take it in any order. MCQ based. You have essay. So 50% in MCQ minimum you need. After that, you need to write an essay. Out of 500 marks, if you score 360, you clear the examination. So again, you can take any part in any order you want to. And again, a flexible course having good opportunity. For those of you who do not want to be involved in auditing, taxation, core accounting, this is a good option. And the pass rate is 50%. So ACCA also has a good passing rate, 50 to 60% across different subjects. So there we have paper-wise passing, requirement. So again, if you look at the duration and all, you can complete US CMA in 1 year if you are able to.
Someone is saying CMA information is outdated. What information is outdated? I don't know, Ashok, but if you can elaborate, fine. Otherwise, suggest, wait for the Q&A period to, Q&A time to discuss this further. Which CMA are you referring to, Ashok Bhattu? We are referring to US CMA. US CMA has online exams.
US CMA has online exams, no?
You are talking about Indian CMA. We are talking about
I think we can address the query towards the end. Let us not break the flow of the discussion. We are talking about US CMA and the exam. Indian CMA, where have we said it is online?
The gentleman joined late, Suraj, ignore him.
Oh, no problem. Maybe there is a misinterpretation, right? So you can, you can go back to the recording. So if you see the US CMA, you can complete in 1 year's time. In fact, earlier they used to give a reverse. There was a reverse MOU. Like if you complete US CMA by writing the examination from outside India, you would also get Indian CMA certification, but that has been removed now, which is no longer there. But again, you can complete in 1 year as compared to 3 years in CMA India, and recognized by MNCs, better recognized as compared to Indian CMA, and you need to just write 2 examination, which is in 2 parts. And you need to have practical experience, but it did not be in form of internship, right? So you can have experience anytime, before the course or after the course duration, after completing the course as well. You can register immediately after you complete your 12th standard.
Yeah, so this is one course that you get. In fact, even ACCA as well as both US CMA, you can finish both of them before you finish your BCom. Right? You graduate along with both these professional degrees. Right, you stand a much better chance of actually getting placed right out of your campus if you have either these or both of these degrees. Preferably do one of them along with BCom, because the value that you get as a student will be much lower than value that you'll get as an employee or a professional for these courses. So don't try and cram so many courses at the same time. Nevertheless, let us now move to CFA. So CFA,
I understand a lot of students have doubts. So, we will send you the PPT also. We'll upload it along with the YouTube. And please be patient, another 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then we'll take up all of your queries.
Okay. Yeah. So CFA is typically done by people who want to get more knowledge in finance, and specifically, markets related. Either someone who wants to work in an investment bank or a PE fund or a VC fund, or normal commercial banks, so on and so forth. And the reason why people take this up is, and they do this, a lot of them actually do pursue this course after they get into a job. But and the course is also designed as such that you can do only one level when you're an undergraduate. So when you're pursuing your BCom, you can do only, or BCom or BBA or whatever, you can do only one level. Balance 2 levels you have to do only after you finish your BCom.
So, Sriram, would you like to share why did you pursue CFA? I think that will give a lot of perspective.
Yeah.
We didn't introduce ourselves. A lot of students would already know, but I think, Sriram, you can give the perspective of why you did.
Yeah. So I was actually in ISB pursuing my MBA, and that was post my BCom and CA and everything. And at that particular point of time, I realized that if I had to get placed in a good quality, investment bank, I need to demonstrate that I'm interested in finance. So even while I was doing an MBA in ISB, I realized that I need to stand above my peers, so that my resume gets selected, or I get shortlisted, and I actually can attend an interview in a finance company or a financial services setup. So that is when I did level 1, and exactly because, and the precise reason why I got a job in equity research is because the guy there on the other side of the interview table, my boss, he figured that this guy is already a CA and pursuing MBA, and he's also done CFA level 1. So basically, he has extremely high level of interest in finance. So that's how he got selected for my equity research job. So this is called signaling. So I actually signaled to my potential employers that I'm interested, and they read my signal, and then they took a decision. Right. So which is why CFA, right, is even in BCom, somebody is doing this in second year or third year of BCom. The advantage of this course is that you get to signal to your potential employers that you're extremely interested in taking up a job in finance. Right. And this is one course that has a very, very powerful ROI as well. I know we usually refrain from discussing about ROI, but this has a very high ROI. Yes, Sundar, I did my MBA from ISB, Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. I also actually got into SPJN as well as IIM Kozhikode, but I didn't join them. Rather, I joined Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. This was in 2006, 2007. After a couple of years after I finished my CA. Okay. Next, moving on. CFA is again 3-level exam, pretty much like your ACCA or CA, where you have 3 levels, and this is largely an MCQ related exam for the first 2 levels, and the third level is more an essay type, which has some essay questions as well. And the pass rates are about 40 to 50%. Exams are conducted multiple times a year. But the key thing is exams are, it is not your case study based questions are asked extensively in level 2 and level 3. And these questions can be very tricky and very, actually you love these kind of exams because they test you. You genuinely feel very, very happy after writing the exam or after clearing the exam because, they really test you to the core. And the curriculum across all 3 levels is largely the same. Ethical standards are, very, very highly valued in this particular course. Because in markets you're supposed to behave in an ethical manner, and then you also have the subjects like mathematics, which is quantitative methods, economics, financial statement analysis, corporate issues, equities, fixed income, derivatives, so on and so forth. Other than in level 3 where only 7 topics are tested, level 1 and level 2 all topics are tested. Now, why do people take up CFA? The reason is, as I said, if you want to make a career in the markets, or if you want to make a career with respect to risk management, or make a career in areas of capital markets and all of that, then CFA is a course that you should definitely pursue. You can finish this course in 2 to 3 years. Average of 2 to 3 years is what it takes if you finish all the levels one after the other. This course is, as I actually go back to our previous, one of the slides that I showed. It is on a slightly expensive side. It appears at least slightly on the expensive side. The total fees that you get, that you have to pay is about 4.5 lakhs. Of which 3 lakhs is, exam and registration fee, and training fee is about 1.5 lakh. But the thing is, if you are a CFA with, let's say an MBA or a CA qualification also added together, your starting salaries are fairly in high teens, or, even above 20 plus. So, I again reiterate, salary is not the way to look at it. But definitely it gives you an edge in terms of your competition, or your fellow batchmates or classmates when you actually appear in jobs for these large investment banks, or banks, or stock broking firms, or equity research firms, and so on and so forth. Now, we at Indigo Learn, as I said, have been teaching for the last 6 years, these primary courses, CA, CS, and CMA. Last 1 year or so, we launched ACCA, then we launched CFA, and now we also have CMA. Hopefully, we launch some more, courses that are useful for the students in the next 1 year or so. We've launched these international courses in association with Kaplan as well as Blind, right? And we have, you guys must be aware, we have about, quite a few students, all India ranks, the way we teach, the kind of product that we have, the way we are the pioneers in this, VFX based teaching, where we teach with a story based pedagogy and animation, and so on and so forth. Right. Now, we have got a lot of, love and affection from our students. People have, liked the way we teach, and we believe that we continue to do that both, in our upcoming courses on CFA, ACCA, and CMA as well. Now, in addition to these, we have a lot of alliances, and, we are a silver learning partner of ACCA. We have Glines, we are a partner, then, we've been covered in a lot of media, so on and so forth. Now, this concludes basically, what we had primarily. Now, what I would want to do is, I would want to actually open up the questions that a lot of you have shared. In fact, I think, Suraj, should we start answering the questions first, or what do you suggest?
Or if our students, current participants have some questions, they can ask those questions and we can address them first. And I think we'll be covering them subsequently then. Yeah.
So I think, students, if you have questions, please raise. We'll be more than happy. In the meanwhile, I will also share the questions that we have received offline from all of you guys. And then, we can take it forward from there. Please type your questions. So first question is CMA US. Okay. Garima, Suraj, you wanted to answer this? Garima Bhargav's where to get registered ourselves for CMA US?
So CMA US, you have to get registered. Like we have ICAI for, chartered accountants, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Same way we have, IMA, where we need to get registered. But the suggestion is that you should first start. The suggestion is that first you should start with, the classes or understanding the concepts and what needs to be covered. And nearby the examination time, you can, register. Okay. That is for CMA. And there is one more question from Varshini, which is asking that why we should choose CA than ACCA? What are the advantages of CA? CA has a good flow of opportunities. Kindly clarify. Now, CA and ACCA, two aspects, that we are covering. Firstly, CA, if you look at the Indian context, if you want to sign balance sheets in India, if you want to practice as a chartered accountant, Indian companies must have chartered accountants, and CA is if you ask me, in the finance and accounting domain in India, CA is the best course. There is no doubt about that. There is no doubt about that. But if for someone who wants to also have a global perspective, someone who has been struggling in clearing CA examination, for them, ACCA gives a good alternate opportunity. We are not saying ACCA is better than CA. What we are just saying is that a better alternative you can get when you pursue, ACCA. So if you're looking at Indian companies, CA is definitely the best. Okay, there is no question or no doubt about that. Yeah, you can continue, Sriram. CA, there is a
Yeah,
question.
correct. So just on the point of CMA US, right? So CMA US, when you register, don't register directly with IMA. First join coaching, and then we will tell you when to register with IMA, because registration is not such a painful process, and there are some discounts and all of that you get when you go through a coaching provider. So don't somebody like us when you go through us. So don't directly go and register on IMA website. First enroll with coaching for somewhere, and then we will guide you where you have to, when you have to register. There are some specific windows when you have to register, so on and so forth.
And you will also get some kind of discount in the,
Yes, if you go through us, you'll get a discount. The same is the case for ACCA as well. CFA, there are no discounts for anybody. There are some scholarships, but then there are no discounts. So can I give level 1 and level 2 after clearing both groups of CA Inter? Can give level 1 during BCom. Yeah, so you can give level 1 only in the last 12 months of your undergraduate degree. You have to complete your undergraduate degree or an equivalent to give your level 2. So that is a requirement. Now, if you are saying that you are clearing both groups of CA Inter, have you also finished BCom? I do not know, Vignesh. If you have finished BCom, then it should not be an issue. If you have not finished BCom, then we have to prove to them that you have finished a professional course and hence you are eligible, and then you'll be able to pursue level 2 of CFA. Then Karishma, sir, I'm in grade 11. I should pursue CA. I chose IT instead of math. Should I go for any extra classes for maths? So I don't know, Karishma, your current level of knowledge for maths, but Suraj, what do you say?
So I think mathematics is, see, if you have done decent mathematics in your 10th standard, right, that should be more than sufficient for you to handle CFA level examination. So one thing what I keep telling students is, for someone who is pursuing a course like CFA, you should not hate mathematics.
No, so this is a CA question.
Okay, so again, for CA question also, if you, I got, I thought it was a continuation of a CFA question. Sorry for that. If you want to pursue CA, if you were good enough in mathematics in a 10th standard, that should be more than sufficient. The foundation level classes or the tests that happen for mathematics, if you have decent knowledge of mathematics, that is more than sufficient. You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, but you're going to be tested in CA foundation maths. So that maths is class 11, class 12 maths. So that is required. You should have that knowledge. You cannot say that I have not done 11th and 12th maths, so I don't know foundation maths. That doesn't work. You still have to, study class 11 and class 12 maths. If possible, try and change from IT to maths, if possible. In your class 11. If not possible, then probably please study for CA foundation maths. Yeah. Next question.
So we have a lot of non-math students who take up CA. That is not a problem.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you like mathematics, it is more than enough. Is the point.
Okay. Next question, Suraj. Harish Chandar. Sir, I'm going to write my CA Inter this November. Already 24 years. What additional course should I choose now that will be helpful for building my career?
So additional courses again. So we just spoke about ACCA, CMA and CFA. And also, of course, a lot of students want to do MBA. But let me tell you, MBA, if it is not done from a premier institute, it doesn't add great value to your career. So Harish, are you also working somewhere? Okay, so I think by the time he responds, we'll get to know. But then again, if you are pursuing an ACCA or CMA is again US based company, as we said, and for management accounting role. If you want to build a career in finance and accounting, then ACCA is something which you can look at. So you can send a message to the official support number, and we will get in touch with you to understand you better what is your requirement, and accordingly we can guide you better, because we need to know exactly what is your current position.
Yeah. So somebody is asking, Suraj, can ACCA and CMA US be done together after class 12?
Yeah, you can do together, but one of them is sufficient. I don't suggest a student just for the sake of adding the number of degrees to do both of them. Because this, there is this, I see a lot of, people who have this thing of, I did this 10 degrees. 10 degree is not needed. You need, so, one core degree, some form of additional degree is more than sufficient.
Then next question, Suraj, is from Rajalakshmi. Sir, I'm in CA Inter and my attempt is in November 23. Due to some reason, I can't study, so I want to do group 1 only. So is it possible to crack one group if I start from scratch as only 4 months are left?
Yes, 4 months possible if you dedicate 8 hours of good study time without distraction. If that is what you can commit and study well, complete your syllabus, 4 months is sufficient. Because students do crack CA inter examination in 8 to 9 months of study time, both the groups. So it is very much possible. But you need to start.
Okay. The next question, Suraj, is from Garima Bhargava. Is US CMA equally valued as CA in India? Since CMA US is not the Indian CMA course, and exam centers of US CMA are in India too.
So you can write exams, US CMA exams in India. You can write, the ACCA exams in India. And if you ask me, sir, rank these courses in the order of, the preferences or the value that they bring. In India, if you ask me, CA is the best. CFA is also very good, only in the, finance and investment banking. Then after CA, you have, CMA and CS, which are Indian CMA and CS, which have specific requirements. Then at same level, I would put ACCA, your, CMA and, the CMA US and ACCA. So they come, line in line. ACCA has slightly more opportunities because the institute itself is pretty aggressive in, placing the candidates, right? So that way you can, consider the ranking in that order. In India, CA is the best. There is no doubt about that.
Okay. So next question is from Deepa Mehta. Sir, I have cleared my first group.
No, I think there was one Sundar's question.
This was before that.
Okay. Sorry.
This is sent as a DM, so I'm going in that order.
Okay.
Sir, I have cleared my first group of intermediate and appeared for second group, but not sure whether I should continue with the same or not, as either I get exposure in tax or audit. So what should I do? Please suggest me options available, whether I should continue for CA articleship or take dummy articleship and focus on CFA.
So dummy articleship, I would not suggest to do proper articleship because you will get a lot of perspective. And don't join a firm where they just ask you to file income tax returns and all of that. Join a proper mid-sized firm where you get, I've worked in a small firm and I've got diverse exposure to multiple different aspects of businesses. So the experience, we feel that, there is this notion, people keep on saying, they are considered it to be cheap labor, this labor and all of that. Please remember that 3 years of knowledge that you get. I'm not saying, articleship, students are not exploited. It happens in some cases. Choose a good firm, a mid-sized firm. If required, move to another city if possible for you and get exposure. That will actually help you in the examination and in the career as well. So was that the question or was there something else?
No, I think that is what it is. Whether they should do CFA, I don't think till you finish CA Inter, don't enter into this whole CFA business unless you are very clear that you are getting into finance. Don't do CFA just because, there is one more course that you should do. These are courses, CFA is a course that you should do only when you have genuine interest in finance. If you
I'll add some more, examples. So I was 2010, I qualified in 2009, joined BPCL in 2010. So in the entire batch, there was this, the herd mentality that we should do something. We'll do CFA, we will do CIMA, someone says we will do ACCA. And all of them first time who cleared CA examination in the first time with 55 to 60% marks. And it was a real struggle for them to crack exams. So people could not clear CFA level 1. Some of them could not clear CIMA because it was only that I want to do an additional course. So that should not be a motive to pursue an additional course.
Correct.
You must be clear that yes, I will pursue this course and what is my end objective? To get a job, to get a better salary. If that is the idea, then it will actually work.
The next question is of Sundar Shankar. What all things should I consider during my articleship in CA? Currently, I'm planning to do CFA. Some audit procedure and some ROC and other filing learned is enough for 3 years of time. This is a good question because I think there is a lot more that you should learn. ROC and filing is actually the lowest level of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to get into public limited company audits where you actually, look at finalization of accounts, where you discuss key, very, very key Ind AS interpretation, judgment, materiality related issues, rather than getting into nitty-gritties of ticking and watching. Okay. That's one thing that I absolutely hate. You should actually in 3 years itself, you should move to a level of a qualified. By the time you're a third year article, you should be equivalent to a freshly qualified CS.
Correct. So one suggestion to all those who have written CA Inter examination or will write CA Inter examination: don't join articleship where they will just make you to sit and file salary returns, income tax returns, GST return. You will not grow in life. You will not get great perspective in life. It may sound harsh, but that is a fact. Now you may think, sir, there are no opportunities. There are enough opportunities. You must be willing to move out of your comfort zone. You must be able, willing to move out to cities where today, if you ask me today, there are firms who are willing to take in, articles giving diverse exposure, startup exposure, valuation exposure. All of these things is very well learned. Income tax return filing, after 2-3 years, we will have some AI related tool which will simply take up all of the data and file the return automatically. Okay, so you should get above this transaction level dealings.
Yes. Next question: can BCom be done in distance or open university? Yes, it can be done in distance or open. It doesn't matter for any of the courses: CA, CMA, ACCA, CFA. Distance or open doesn't matter. Okay. Only if you want to enjoy 3 years of college life, which I think is very important. You should enjoy college life. Only then you should do a physical classroom setup. For a professional course, they don't have any requirement that you should do physical or offline or online or whatever it is, right? Or distance or open. By the way, we have an online BCom also. I don't know if you guys are aware. We, Indigo Learn, along with Shastra University, offer online BCom as well. So if any of you are interested, do reach out. I'll tell you where to reach out also. Just hold on. Then Louis Lindo has asked me what's my contact number. So I'll not share it directly here, Louis. You can reach out to my support team and say that you attended this meeting and you want to discuss something. Give them an agenda of what you want to discuss and they will connect you to me. So it's not an issue. Next question is Sundar Shankar. Sir, lots of talks have risen about pressure imposed on CFA graduate. Is the pressure imposed on employees due to incapability of employees? It is really above our capabilities. I don't know what pressure is imposed on CFA graduates. I have never seen. I am part of the Hyderabad chapter of CFA charter holders. I have met multiple CFA. There is no pressure imposed. Whatever pressure is imposed is normal job pressure. Nothing beyond that. If you are telling me that there is additional pressure just on CFA graduates, I refuse to agree to that. Okay, it is whatever is normal job pressure, that only is there, nothing else. Then Garima Bhargav, CMA US tenure is 1 year. So 1 year is inclusive of all classes in self-study period or 1 year just for exam writing? Suraj?
So 1 year period is your study time and examination time. So in 3 to 4 months, if you follow the classes regularly, if you revise regularly, you will be fit good enough to write in the next attempt.
Gauri Lakshmi asks how to become financial accounting and valuation analyst, CA valuation analyst, CA plus CFA. That's the path. Then
no exemption for CFA.
Sorry?
Sorry, please.
Yeah, exemptions. Are there any exemptions? Absolutely no. Zero exemptions. CFA doesn't give anyone any exemption. Incidentally, it is 60 years since the CFA Institute has been set up. June 15th was June 15, 1963 was when the institute's first exam happened. Okay. Then next question is, sir, this is from Varshini Pandirajan. Sir, I have completed CA Inter. Please explain the exemptions available in ACCA for CA Inter completed students. So the exemptions, Suraj, I have that.
Yeah, so CA Intermediate, if you have completed CA Intermediate, you get exemption for, the entire knowledge level and one subject in the skill level. Plus graduation.
Two subjects, audit as well as tax.
Sorry, audit as well as tax, 2 subjects at the, skill level and 3 subjects at the knowledge level.
Correct. And if you have also finished BCom along with CA Inter, you get even a third subject, law also exempt. So see, knowledge level has 3 subjects. Knowledge level is level 1, 3 subjects. All 3 are exempt. Skill level has 6 subjects. If you are CA Inter, out of the 6, 2 are exempt. If you are CA Inter plus BCom, out of 6, 3 are exempt. And final level has 3 subjects. Those no exemption for anyone in final level in ACCA. Okay, next question, sir. I've done my online MBA from NMIMS. Will I get better job opportunities in finance domain? Yes, you will get job opportunities. Do reach out to NMIMS team. I think they have a placement cell as well. So do reach out to them. If you're not doing there, then I think you have to do a lot of work on LinkedIn and try and figure out. Yes, you will get jobs in finance domain. Next question is, do Big Four's top mid-size firms offer exposure in finance? Big Fours definitely offer exposure. You have valuation teams and all of that, but those teams are based out of Mumbai only. Some to some extent Delhi or Bangalore or Pune, but otherwise valuation teams are largely in Mumbai. So you have to be willing to relocate to Mumbai, and you should be a top ranker because they will not. There is a lot of competition for these kind of articleships in Big Four. So if you are looking for articleship or even a job there, you have to be you should be willing to relocate and work there. Then Rajalakshmi, question, which test series is best for CA? We have our own test series. No, Indigolan has test series. Please enroll with us. Then Varsha, after CA, which will add more value in terms of scope and package, ACCA or CFA? Again, this is a question. If you are planning to be an accountant or, in accounting direction, ACCA. If you want to get into finance, then CFA. Scope and package. Scope, I just explained. Package, see, after 20 years, right, in ACCA plus CA plus ACCA as well as CA plus CFA, both of them are at the top of their game. They will earn very similar salary. So it doesn't matter after 20 years. Initially, maybe the CFA guy may get a higher salary.
And ultimately, just to add on to this, ultimately your salary, finally, when you start working and growing, right, it will be determined by a lot of other factors. How much can you, what are your soft skills? How well can you manage the team? How well can you take leadership decisions? That is how the salaries would, be decided. How much can you contribute to the organization? Oh, just because I am CA and ACCA doesn't mean that, somebody will come with a job on the platter. You have to put efforts and you have to show to the company that, yes, I am adding value to the organization. Only then you will get, that salary what you are, talking about.
Yes. Next question is, what can be easily completed, ACCA or CFA? I think looking objectively, I think ACCA can be completed faster. CFA will definitely take 2.5 years. ACCA can be finished in about a year and a half or so as well. After CA, to get a job abroad, what should one pursue, ACCA or CPA? CPA for US and Canada, ACCA for UK, Commonwealth, Dubai, Middle East, and all of that. Next is Karishma Sri. What is the main reason most of them are failing in inter than CPT in CA? Give some methods to crack it in the first attempt. Super question, Karishma. Suraj, over to you.
Okay, so main reasons, just in this, in the circle, I have been a past examiner, paper setter. I have written study materials for the institute. So reason of failing in CA intermediate or also in CA final, that is also another part, is, so you have to look at 2-3 angles. One, conceptual clarity. It is the basic. And today we have students who are running for fast track classes, fast track revision, marathon revision. One day, 12 hours, we'll learn the entire subject. It does not work that way. The syllabus is ocean. And if you are learning only a bucket full of, to the extent of a bucket full of water, results will not happen. Today, I have, while interviewing also, if I ask a qualified chartered accountant, many times it has happened that, if I ask them a basic journal entry, they struggle to give me answers because all throughout, either learning by heart or doing something fast track, or I will do this compiler and I'll pass the examination. That is the whole motto. So, and if at all in the examination, there is a tricky question, then that, completely, it goes, it goes for a toss. Okay. So that is one. Second is, one is the conceptual clarity. Second is examination practice. Then writing mock test papers. You have to write mock test papers. Students, they feel that the way they are passed BCom examination, they will be able to pass CA inter examination. It does not work. There is a lot of pressure. Okay. 99% of the times, there is a lot of pressure. You must be able to handle that pressure. So it may happen that some of the students know the concept, they are not able to crack because of the examination pressure that comes along with it. So a lot of practice, mock test papers, figuring out how the papers are set, learning them in detail, that is what will help them to crack examination better. And one more thing is what happens at CPT level, at a foundation level, is because 2 papers are MCQ, you don't need to write. At intermediate level, you need to write all the 8 papers. When you have to write, it becomes difficult. And in theory papers, like audit, EIS, SM, economics, students, if you look at language, right, the language is, it is not comprehensible at all. You cannot understand, because the one challenge is we don't want to learn in English. We want to learn in some other language in which we are comfortable, then translate all of that in English. We are not able to present well. So I know the answer, but I'm not able to present in the examination. So if you want to handle them, learn well, practice well, and that is it. And also understand that for some of us, CA may not be the right course, because the way it is tested, because it is so vast. And at some point of time, we have to accept this fact and we have to move on. Okay, so that is one thing what you can keep in mind on how to crack the examination. Of course, 8 to 9 months of dedicated study. People, I'll tell you, students, I have conducted polls of 1,000 students. Students have not completed syllabus. Yesterday, one student messaged me saying that, sir, I have completed only second module of the principles and practice of accounting. Can I get passing marks? Now, if you are not completing syllabus, how do you expect to get passing marks? So that this entire thing is actually causing this, students not passing in the examination.
Next question is from Nandini Selvam. Is BCom in distance education valid to enter into CFA level 2? Yes, you have to finish level 1 and then level 2. After your BCom, you can definitely write. Next, Gauri Lakshmi is asked, sir, I'm in 2 years of articleship. How to change articleship? There's no learning opportunities. You have to talk to your
no, but after 2 years, it is very tough. So you need to give a lot of documentations and reasons and take permissions. It is actually tough. Try to go for industrial training if the firm permits. That will actually help you to get better scope.
Next question is Garima Bhargav. Is CA all about compliances, reporting, theoretical stuff, and less about analysis, critical thinking, practical case studies like CMA US contains analysis, management, etc. Because still CA into group 1 analysis portion is less and compliance, etc. is more in tax and accounts.
So
very good question.
Yes, Sriram, you want to answer that?
Yeah, so they're actually going to change this, Garima. At least that the expectation is that in the new syllabus, a lot of this will get changed. But believe me, you cannot get practical stuff without having conceptual knowledge. So both have to move hand in hand. If you believe that I will only understand practical life without having core competency of underlying concepts, then that will be very difficult. So my suggestion is probably at inter level you may be feeling like that. But once you come to final, it is a lot more practical, especially what the Suraj teaches FR or I teach SFM or what Pradnya teaches audit, Shivteja, DT, IDT, everything. There is extreme level of practical, usage of what we actually do in real life is what is taught. So this CF, please think of intermediate as a grounding that you're getting and final as where you actually get more practical exposure. Institute is trying to make even intermediate also a lot more practical or critical thinking and analysis oriented rather than pure subject.
And just to add, the new course has a multidisciplinary case study paper, and I'll tell you that will be one of the toughest paper to crack. I have written multidisciplinary case study paper. I just scored 50% of marks in my CIMA final. It is really tough. Okay, that is where you understand the business sense. Good question. Actually.
Yeah. Then somebody asked, what are the job opportunities after clearing level 1 CFA? So see, if you're just a BCom and a level 1, then you'll get an entry level job in large KPOs and all of that, where they're working in, most of the cities have all these back offices of lot of banks. So there you'll get. But if you're a CA plus CFA level 1, then your CA qualification is more important than your CFA level 1 qualification. Okay, only after you do CFA level 2, either with the BCom or with the CA or with any other degree, will you start getting jobs that are related to CFA. You're just a BCom plus CFA level 1, KPOs and back offices. CA plus CFA level 1, absolutely, the value of level, it doesn't add to your CA value. Or the value of CFA doesn't outshine your CA qualification value. Rajalakshmi, can I leave this meeting as my doubts get clear? Yes, of course you can, please, no problem. Which city is best for doing CA articleship? Depends, boss. Ritika has asked this. Which city is best? Depends, wherever you are from, but take some effort, come to a metro city, you'll get a lot more exposure. Don't go to a very small city where you'll be sitting and filing income tax returns and GST returns, because those two are going to go away in next 5 to 10 years. Don't spend too much time. Then Siva Subramaniam says, I'm unable to join the WhatsApp group. I don't know what WhatsApp
We'll
group
add
you
you. We'll add you. I think you are already there in the group.
Yeah. Now, if you have any problems, ping us on our number. So, in fact, I'll actually, show this number on screen. I should have done that first. So, this is the number. You please ping us here, and we'll be more than happy to, add you, or do whatever is required. Next, Sundar Shankar says, it is my assumption that bankers have more pressure than CA in practice. Is it true? If so, can you elaborate on just job-related work that are done by CFA as investment banker? Yes, it is job-related because typically there are deadlines and you're talking about hundreds of crores of, deals that are underway. So, yes, they do have pressure. And when you have pressure, you get paid equally well. Then Louis Lindo says, sir, I'm from Shillong and I want to do CA, but I don't know whether or not there is center in Shillong to write CA exams. I think there is a center. I don't see, correct no, Suraj? There is a center.
Yeah, there is a center, yeah.
Yeah. Then Harish Chandra, sir, after writing the CA exams, what extra things can I learn in advance before results are out to become ready for articleship? I have completed ICT, CSS and orientation in ITT. You want to answer this?
Just a second, I'll just reread the question. Can you just stop the screen share for
Yeah, I'm doing.
So after writing the CA exam, what extra things can I learn advance before results are out, become ready for articleship? So you can take up, a Tally course on Tally, a pretty advanced course. You can take my course on, Excel. Those of you who want to take only for specific for this session, you can use the code Suraj, SURAJ, and get the course for free. Okay, so if you want to do Excel course, I think some 4 or 5 coupons are left. So after the session, I'll just activate it and you can take it. That'll actually help you to, do better in the articleship.
The next question is, sir, is CPA and CFA somehow related to do both and work in USA or Canada? No, CPA and CFA are unrelated. CFA is largely finance, CPA is US accounting and some tax. And both of them have very little connection per se, other than, some basic financial analysis and all. What type of job does a CMA US get? Madhavi Nerella has asked.
Sorry?
What type of a job does a CMA USA get?
So you get jobs in Big Four and MNCs typically as financial analyst or management accountant analyst. Those two are the roles that you would be starting with.
Okay. Then Supriya has asked, is it true that demand for charter holders has reduced in recent times? Will this affect the probability of cracking a job in the finance sector? Preferably investment banking, private equity? No, I don't think so. See, what happens is doing the CFA course just without any interest in markets or any interest in valuation or any interest in iBanking does not serve a purpose. A lot of people in India, right, we after class 12 do BCom, after BCom do MBA, after MBA do something else, after that do something else. If you have this thing of just acquiring or collecting qualifications, it definitely does not help. But if you're genuinely interested, you will shift cities, you will go to Mumbai, you will go to Pune, you will go to Delhi, and you will make, or Bangalore, you will make it happen. So I don't think there is any reduction in demand for CFA candidates. There may always be ups and downs like for any other course, but I don't think there is any reduction in demand. Then Varsha has asked, sir, I'm not able to move out to another city for articleship in big firm due to some reasons. If I do my articleship in the city itself, in a small or mid-sized firm, will it be fine? Yes, it will be fine. There is no problem. What should I learn or do additionally? Will this articleship affect the job opportunities in big firm? So I think because it's a small firm, you should put more effort on getting good marks and a rank if possible, because that will negate, the whatever potential loss that you perceive due to not working in a big firm. So my suggestion is try and work on a rank at CA final level. Then Mitra is asking, sir, where to apply for industry training and how to know where they are hiring?
So what you can do is, so one suggestion to all of you, you should have a profile on LinkedIn and you should connect with people and members in the industry. Like let's say you can connect with us on LinkedIn. Through us you can connect to others on LinkedIn. And in LinkedIn, if you search, time and again people keep on posting. In fact, I do also post whenever someone in my network posts that okay, there is an industrial training requirement. So if you just search for industrial training on LinkedIn, you'll get a lot of posts where they say okay, there is an industrial training vacancy somewhere. That is the first thing. And second thing is, there are some companies who are registered or who are authorized by ICI to conduct industrial training, there is a list of that, and you can reach out to the company's HR and say, is there any industrial training opportunity available? So companies like ITC take, BPCL where I used to work, they take, right? HUL also takes, Asian Paints does take industrial trainees. So you keep a watch out, and LinkedIn is a very good medium to get to become aware of the industrial training prospects.
And someone is asking, is it recommended to do industrial training or not? As articleship is also reduced to 2 years in new scheme, will it affect studies?
So, see, if you want to subsequently get into industry, if you subsequently want to work, get employed somewhere, then industrial training will add more value than your audit related stuff. Okay. And study wise, articleship and industrial training, you will be spending almost, similar amount of time.
Somebody is asking, how is Ahmedabad? No, wait, I think I missed that one. Madhavi is asked, to know I'm interested in finance field, I can go through short-term courses given in NCFM and NISM website. Is there any short-term course to know where I can get about management accounting course in CMA US?
Can you just, I'm not able to see the chat.
Is there any short-term course to know or figure out an idea about management accounting? Because there are a lot of courses online on Udemy, Coursera, where you can get an idea of finance. How do we get an idea of management accounting? Very good question, actually, Madhavi.
Okay, so if you have to ask me, what does a management accountant do? A financial accountant does financial reporting, prepares P&L, balance sheet and all of that. Management accounting does more of the, let's say, costing related aspect, overheads, whatever inputs you need to give to the top management for planning purpose. So major corporates have a separate department called a management accounting team, which takes care of all this accounting, reporting purpose, preparation of MIS for management. All those activities are done by management accountants.
Next question is, sir, this is Gauri Lakshmi, what an article student should learn in first, second and third years? What quality today's industry expects from a fresh qualified CA? How to improve ourselves if the firm is not providing opportunity? Are there any free courses that can upskill in CA career? This is Gauri Lakshmi. So first year, second year and third, basically by the time you come to third year, you should be able to finalize a balance sheet. What qualities industry expects? Believe me, students, the quality that industry is expecting are 2-3 things. Attitude, that is, you're hardworking, you're willing to go the extra mile. You will not, sit and say that work should come to me. Rather, you should go to the work. And you should have team skills. You should have good spoken and written English. Then, aptitude is basically where they're looking for stuff around your conceptual clarity and knowledge and willingness to learn. These are the things that industry is expecting. You see, I gave a very top of the view answer, but that is exactly the reality. Your attitude
and also understand that in your first job, okay, they will not ask you, everything under the sun. They will ask you about what you have done in your articleship. Have you faced any challenge in your articleship? How did you handle problems in your articleship? How did you convince someone? All of these things are actually asked in the interview. So they will not ask you everything possible under the sun. Because they will test you whether you have the right kind of skills. One is your marks will demonstrate that. Second is when they interview you, they will ask you, okay, these are the, some basic skill sets you must be having. More than that, they will try to understand, are you someone who can solve problems? Are you someone who can navigate through problems? Are you someone who is independent? Are you someone who can work in a team? All of these would matter when you take up a job.
Then are there any free courses and how do we improve ourselves? Please learn Excel, financial modeling, get a diploma in IFRS. Please do things like that. Depends on where you're interested. If interested in accounting, go accounting side. If interested in finance, do finance side. You can take up courses like CFA, NISM, so on and so forth. Deepa Mehta, can you elaborate what you explained about Excel course? Yeah, so there is a course called Excel on our website. Use the code Suraj, S-U-R-A-J.
In fact, 5 students already took it, so the coupon got exhausted. I'll just extend it for the webinar participants.
You can buy the course free of cost on our website by using the code SURAJ. Deep Mehta. You can buy it free of cost on our website using the code SURAJ in caps. Okay, you can do that. And Garim Bhargav, exemptions for CMA US for someone who has cleared some papers of CA Inter. There are absolutely no exemptions in CMA US. And no matter who you are, no exemptions. Sir, is it important to learn Power BI while getting into articles? Power BI is used by high-end I won't say high end, actually at the moment it is used for a lot of data analysis. Sorry, Suraj, you go on.
No, you can say. So not needed at articleship level.
At articleship level, Excel is sufficient, but learning Power BI is never, will always add value to you, will not reduce your value.
So if your firm is, someone who wants you to, use Power BI, they will train you.
Okay. Then, can you guide me on what to do for CA? Louis Lingdos asked, please ping me on this number, what I showed on the screen earlier. I'm showing that again. You can ping there and then, just a second. Yeah, you can ping here and then we'll connect and take it forward. Then Sundar Shankar, can I use 3-year work visa for CPA to do a job in CFA after completing both? Yes, you can probably. I don't think that is an issue. When you have a work visa, there is nothing stopping you from studying. Okay, so I don't think that is an issue. Does ACCA add value to a profile and job after completing CA? Yes, it does add value because you get exposed more to international concepts and you get an opportunity to move into MNCs. It definitely does add value. Deep Mehta, how is Ahmedabad for articleship exposure? I think it is good exposure.
It's
it is
good,
not
good.
a very small town. It is not a very small town. It is a decent sized town closer to Mumbai. You have a lot of stockbrokers. You have a lot of people who are investors per se. So I think it's a very decent city for doing articleship. Then Karishma Sri, is it possible to complete CA course fully in first attempt without going to an institute by self-studying with online materials and ICA website? Yes, Suraj has done it.
So I have completed my entire CA without any coaching. I have got all India ranks 1, 4 and 2. So it is very much possible. In fact, I have written articles on how to, crack CA examination without going to coaching. Okay. So but there is only a specific set of 8 to 10% of students will be able to do that. If you want to try it, what you need to do is, I'll just, give a broad guidance. Start your studies. Figure out yourself in 15 months, are you able to understand the concepts? Are you able to comprehensively, attempt the questions? If that is yes, then please, it is a self-study course, by the way. But then a lot of students would need guidance because they would not be able to understand because there are a lot of complex concepts, taxation, financial reporting and all. Institute study material may not be, good enough for your self-study purpose. So you need to take a good reference book for preparation.
Yeah, by the way, even I did that for inter and final, had very minimal coaching and I also cleared. The thing is, we cleared 10, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, my case 20 years ago. Today the syllabus has become even more vast. So I would always suggest take coaching, especially because the question papers are also fairly deep. The syllabus is vast, syllabus is also fairly, become advanced. So I would suggest always take coaching. But nevertheless, it is not impossible to do it without coaching. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is when you have an opportunity to take coaching, do take it. Especially when you have good practice.
And one more thing I would just like to add. I did it self-study, that is okay. But the kind of perspective a good teacher who can teach with, a lot of practical examples, if you get that perspective, your learning will be faster. That is the only thing.
Correct. Next is Shweta, sir, whether CMA India and CMA is good, US is good combination. I don't know why you would want to do that. What do you suggest?
It's not a good I would not suggest, CMA India and CMA US as a combination.
Then Gauri Lakshmi, industrial training opportunities applicable only for those completed CA Inter both groups? Yes, mostly yes. Then, sir, Mifra, sir, what are the major criteria for considering while choosing firm to join for articles? You should get exam leads. They should have a variety of audits. Your principals should not be sadists. They should be good people. You should please do due diligence of your articleship firm from seniors. If all these conditions are met and you get good exposure, you have public limited, private limited, tax, wax, everything, then please go ahead and join. Then Ritika, taking personality development courses are necessary. It depends on you. You should definitely take at least once in your lifetime because they will help you. But are they necessary when you're doing inter or when you're doing final or after final? That's for you to decide. But yes, definitely. Deep Mehta, I'm unable to find Excel course on website. Please share.
It's under upskilling.
Yeah, any coupons for upskilling in Tally? So I'm sharing something here. Just a sec. I'm sharing. I just shared a code, right? Which has
basically 10, I guess.
1fin10. So
for 10% off. You'll not get
that should give you 10% off on all the courses on our website other than CMA US and individual modules and all of that.
Now, you may be wondering, sir, why Excel for free? Because it's my course, I can decide to give it for free. Right. For other faculties, I cannot decide and give it for free. So you can use one pen and get 10%.
Yeah. So the next one is Madhavi Nerilla. What basis Big Four transfer some employees to foreign branch? Now this is very theoretical question. Which degree is preferred soft skills? So I don't know what basis they use. Probably your performance is ideally the basis and the requirement of the foreign branch. I'm not aware of very specific cases of why they will choose someone, why they will not choose someone. Which degree is preferred most in soft skills? For what? I mean, I don't know what you're referring to here.
Soft skills basically means you must be able to talk well, or talk in a group, network well. You know, attend when you are attending an interview, you should be confident, right? So it actually comes more naturally than taking a course. So my English was bad. I used to say like organization, communication. That is how I used to speak. If you had met me 15 years back, very low in confidence in speaking English. How did it happen? Started speaking, started practicing, and without any courses, today I can confidently address thousands of students at a single point of time. So you have to practice, you have to get out of a comfort zone and start talking in groups, going to meetups, talking, and then things will automatically happen. Just by attending some online course, you will not build the soft skill, the ability to talk in groups and building your soft skills.
Siva Subramaniam, considering international economic outlook and geopolitical tension, whether international courses like CFA and CMA are worth it. So what is happening today has happened in the past. So please don't think that today is somehow very, very different and this generation is facing something very, very different. All these courses, please study them for their knowledge, study them for their exposure. Jobs will come. Jobs are incidental. The goal should be to get knowledge and go to the area where you have interest. Okay. Then Krishna Kumar, after CA, what will you suggest to do, sir? Please do a job. After 1 or 2 years, then do MBA and then figure out what your life goal is. Then Louis Lingdo, I want to buy financial modeling. Is there any discount? I've just shared the code 1fin10. Use that code to buy the course. Naveen, sir, to get into finance sector, what are the additional courses or skills we should focus on other than doing MBA? Get financial modeling, valuation, Excel, good speaking skills, good ability to communicate, soft skills, and all of that. Those are all required in addition to your core fundamental knowledge of basics of accounting and finance. Then it is said that online MBA doesn't have value. Is it true? If it is done from recognized university online mode. See, MBA, the value add is mostly in terms of peer group, the professors and all of that. So typically online MBAs, which is why don't have that much value. But again, I'm not categorizing all online MBAs in the same manner. There are some very good high quality MBAs. So you have to figure out, it is a case by case basis only we can make a statement. Shweta, which course can I do along with Indian CMA, sir? I'm interested in accounting and finance. Do CA, no? Or you do ACCA. Please do either CA or ACCA because CA and CMA have very similar subjects. But however, if you don't want to do CA, then try ACCA. That's a good alternative. Then Varshini Pandirajan, which subject is better in CFA and elective from employment perspective? So I think electives will go away after November 23.
So yeah, that's what. So if you're writing the November exams, elective as per your area of interest. If you want to do something in finance, take financial services paper. If you want to do something in taxation, take international taxation. If you want to do something in law, take the economic laws. So it depends on your interest. We actually have done analysis as to which is the most most chosen elective paper by students. We have a video on YouTube on that. I'll actually pull out and share a link on that. If you're writing after November 23, there is elective paper would go away and you'll only have a multidisciplinary case study paper.
I think it is the law paper which is the most chosen, followed by tax and then IFRS, FSCM and all of those courses. Anyway, why MBA after CA? What will it add to me? Because after working for 2 years after doing CA, you may figure out that you may want to move into business or move into different verticals, which is why I suggested MBA. However, if you are fairly good and comfortable with accounting, please continue with your accounting and probably take up other qualifications in accounting. Right. I think we have taken a lot of time answering a lot of questions, Suraj. I don't think anything else is left. Yeah, thanks, Sundar Shankar. Nice of you to actually say that. So, students, last 2 things. We will be uploading this video on YouTube. We will be sharing this deck. Please use this code 1FIN10, all caps, to get 10% off. This code is valid only till 26 June. This is available only for people who are attending this meeting. This meeting will be posted on YouTube only after 26. Okay, so the people who are not attending the meeting will not get this discount.
So this course, this discount is available in for
CA Foundation, CA Inter, CA Final, ACCA, CFA, everywhere. Other than CMA US, everywhere else it is available.
Yeah, so students keep on asking, sir, why CMA US no discount? Because it is already at a deeply discounted price. Okay, so we cannot give more discounts beyond that. For if you want to pursue ACCA, if you want to try out a paper of ACCA or thing, you can do it. We hope we have addressed all your queries. There was a request to read out the word questions, but I think we have covered all the questions covered there.
Yes.
Asked there. What we'll also be doing is we will have a look at majority of the questions and we'll have specific bits of videos addressing them. Right. It was nice interactive session. Thanks for asking so many questions. That is where we could give you all the guidance. Think through. Figure out what you want to do, and and then whatever you want to do, and then take a decision. Just because we told Sriram is CFA, Suraj is ACCA, that should not be the reason for you to do those courses. Right? You will see a lot of places they say you do this course, will place you guarantee in the US, will place you guarantee here and there. That should not be the intention. It should be purely based out of what interests you. Sriram, you come to conclude.
Yeah. So I was just responding. What is the discount for? Discount is for all courses other than CMA, individual modules and books. Other than this, all other courses, discount is available.
So I want to actually ask you, Subramaniam, which another course you want to pursue? You are already pursuing CA final. You are already doing, US CMA. What else do you want to learn from us? Or what else are you thinking to pursue?
Harish Chandra, can the 3-year articleship be used for both CA and ACCA? Yes. Answer is yes, Harish Chandra. I think we can take Shiva Subramaniam question on offline.
Or maybe I got, I don't know. There can be 2 Shiva Subramaniams, in the Indigolan family. That's also very much possible, right?
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for being there. So far, articleship 2 years for May 23 students. Don't know. It depends on registrations, Sir Shankar.
And they have said no, right? 1st of July. There is a lot of rumor that it will be announced finally. So once it is announced, we will come up with a detailed explanatory video. We don't want to create rumors related video that this is there, this is there, this is not there. Okay, so when the final scheme is out, that is when we will be doing. And we also suggest that you don't fall for the videos which are just being posted every day. From last 6 months, people have been saying that within 1 month it will be implemented, within 1 week it will be implemented. It has not happened till the date it is officially announced. My request to all of you, keep that new syllabus thing outside your head. Once it is announced, you can expect a detailed video from our side explaining all of those things. Okay. Chalo,
thanks a lot. Question is, Madhav is asked, is CMA US difficult than CA? No. It's slightly different, but no, it is not difficult than CA. Okay, chalo, that was the last question. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, and all the very best. Looking forward to see you guys enroll. Please use this code 1FIN10 and get 10% off. Code is valid only till 26 June. Chalo, and reach out to us at this number if you have any queries. All the very best. Good night.
Thank you.